Up and coming, 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 up and coming. I'm that new chick, don't you wanna hate? She's up coming, and coming, up 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 and coming. They try to come for me, but I never take the bait. Joan confession, Joan confessions, Joan confessions, Joan confessions, Joan confessions, Joan confessions. Take a few lessons on being you and staying true. Oh, that's all to it. Alright. Now grab you a seat and enjoy this treat. Oh.
Tonight, I just thought that I'd do something that just say, look at her.
Joan is in the building. Love it or just hate. Either way, I'm still great. How you doing, you guys? Well, listen, you guys. Today is the first episode of my transgender job search mini documentary. So, I know, a lot of y'all might be like saying, why all of a sudden she wanted a job? Being as though I was my own boss for so long, what changed, my thoughts? What made me want to actually take the initiative and work? For those of you who are wondering, well, I'm going to tell you. Well, don't you know when they say life, shows you signs, and sometimes you have to pay attention to the signs to avoid conflict? Well, life is showing me a lot of signs, but I wasn't paying attention to them. So, y'all know some days I will go outside on my little adventures, just wander around, see what I will run into. And, basically, yeah, that's that. I would have nights where I'll be like, okay, I just want to go out, explore the world and, just see what I run into. So this was a particular night. I wanted to go on one of my little adventures. And, it used to be fun. Like, I remember, before I started transitioning and stuff, it used to be fun, to get dressed up and go out and go get your life. It used to be fun, but stuff is changing so much now. So, and y'all remember a while back I told y'all I had so much stuff that happened that I got to update y'all with? Well, now is the time for me to, fill y'all in on what's been going on. So anyway, one night I was out on my little adventure, and it was these cops, these cops, they are getting so out of control now. Anyway, it was these two white cops, and they pulled up, and they started, talking in a Maggie. That was like, I seen them coming, and I knew they was trying to get my attention because they automatically started flashing their lights. But I'm walking in the street, I'm not doing nothing wrong, I'm not hurting nobody, I'm running my business, so ain't nobody got time for that. So I just kept walking. It was like they didn't exist to me. I just kept, I see the light flashing, whatever. And then I guess they had the little walkie thing that was like, ma'am, stop where you are right now. So, I kept walking. Y'all know me, I'm a little rebel. So, I still just kept walking. Like, if they don't get out my face, like, I'm not hurting nobody. Leave me alone. Ain't nobody got time for that. So, I just kept walking. So then, I heard a car door close. I'm like, oh crap, they're getting out the car. So I was like, you know what, let me stop being so stubborn and, before, just see what's going on before I, actually get myself in trouble for just being a stubborn individual I can be at times. So, I stopped and looked at them. And you can tell this was entertainment for them. I guess they just go out and harass people, I guess until it's time for them to punch out. So I could clearly tell this was entertainment for them. They all laughing, they all laughing, being goofy. Like, I could tell they about to, they enjoying this. My annoyed aura was amusing to them. So, I looked, like I was annoyed. Like, what's the problem? They're like, man, where's your ID? I said, I don't have no ID. So they was like, what is your name? I said, what am I doing? I'm not bothering nobody. I'm walking down the street minding my business. and blah, 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 blah. They was like, okay, but what's your name? They're like, what they say, this is just a regular routine check, or some crap they were saying or whatever. So I give them a fake name. I said Jennifer Braxton. They knew I was BSing them, and they laughed, and they was like, oh, you a funny guy, huh? You're a funny guy. I was like, no, that's really my name. So I see they actually having fun, torturing me. So I'm like, I'm gonna have fun right along with y'all. Come on, we can play this game together. So they was like, what did they say? Oh, yeah, they was like, oh, so you're a funny guy, huh? I was like, no, that's my real name. They was like, if I put this in, they was like, if I put this name in the system, enough to come up, then what they say, you commit perjury, some crap, I don't know, something they said along the line. This happened so long ago, I'm just actually now getting, the chance and at a place where I could come and talk to y'all about it. So I'm like, okay, go ahead, put it in. I'm thinking in my head, I knew it wasn't my accurate name, but I got more pleasure out of watching them put the fake name in, knowing it's not a fake name, and for them to see that it was a fake name. It was amusing to me. I'm like, y'all want to fuck with me? Okay, I'm gonna show y'all how to do some real hardcore fucking. So, I'm standing there, watching the idiot put the name in or whatever, and then they was like, just like I thought, they was like, come with me. They started pulling their cuffs off or whatever, I guess. I guess they thought it was going to intimidate me or whatever. They was like, they pulled the cuff out. They was like, we want to ask you one more time, what is your name? So, I made up another fake name. I know, y'all like, you done. Why didn't you just give them your name? The reason why I didn't give them my name is, like I said, I know I wasn't doing nothing wrong. And, leave me alone. Like, if I'm not bothering nobody, why are you bothering me? Live and let live. You feel me? That's how I'm feeling. So I'm like, y'all want to bother me, I'm going to bother y'all. Because I know they really was just trying to clock T. But at the end of the day, you wasn't really going to clock anything because my gender is changed to female. So what are you really trying to clock it? But anyway. So, I said, say, clock straw lemon, because I know, I don't say tea no more. Well, at least I try not to say it. It's strawberries and lemonade, and then the short way to say it is straw lemon. What's the straw lemon? They was trying to clock straw lemon. So anyway, I gave them some other kind of fake name or whatever, and they put it in, and it came up as an invalid person. So at this time, the cop was getting annoyed. He was like, you know what, banging on the car and stuff. So I'm just cracking up inside. I'm like, I was like, y'all goal was to annoy me and piss me off, but look who just reversed it. It's like, I'm laughing this. I'm like, what's the problem? That's my name. So before I knew it, he took the cuffs out completely off and was like, come with me, he put me in cuffs. So I'm like, what? How are you putting me in cuffs? I ain't gonna know. He was like, we asked you for your name twice, you lied, and blah, 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 blah. We take you down to the station, and, we gonna figure out who you really are. And then they started putting the cuffs on me. So, I didn't, even though I was annoyed, I didn't let them know I was annoyed. It was just like, I was like smirking the whole time, like, y'all funny, y'all really trying to get under my skin, but I'm not gonna allow it. So anyway, he put the cuffs on me, and then my phone started ringing. My phone was in my pocket, and my phone started ringing. So, I think I made an attempt to reach for it or something, and then the white cop one tell me, he said, if you grab that phone or if you make any sudden movement, I'm gonna bust you in your face. Yes, he told me he will bust me in my face if I answer my phone. So, I looked at the cop, I said, so you're threatening me now? I said, you're threatening me? He was like, no, it's a promise. I said, oh, okay. I said, I said, I'll make sure I keep that in consideration, if this goes any further as far as, going to court. Because, they laugh and like, oh, who she thinks she talking about, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, so we get in the car, and they still asking me for my name, you know, driving around. You know, at this point, I know they can't do nothing with me, because like I said, I didn't do anything incriminating. Y'all didn't find me doing nothing incriminating. Y'all just some bored-ass cops trying to find some entertainment. And, you know, they drive around with me in the car, and these, first of all, these cops they was wicked as wicked get, because it was a guy that was like across the street or whatever, and he was like, officer, it's a cop. He said, it's a cat down there by your under your car. Be careful. He was like, okay, thanks a lot. He was like, thanks a lot, sir. And then as the guy walked further, then he turned around. He was like, I don't give a fuck, fucking asshole. Like literally, that's literally he said. He said, I don't give a fuck, fucking asshole. I'm like, wow, these cops is just so wicked. Like, what? Talk about wickedness. So, you know, I'm just, you know, sitting in the back seat observing everything. I'm like, I really just don't believe this. Like, they really just, you know, harassing me just for the hell of it. So they kept asking me for my name. So at this point, you know, I kind of got over it. So I finally, you know, I really, let me just, if this is what they want, let me just give them what they want. So I could just, you know, get out this whole situation. So I gave them my real name or whatever. But my name was so long, and means I got like 2 middle names, well, like kind of like 2 last names. I guess it wouldn't come out right. It still wouldn't come up in the computer. So now they thinking I'm lying. I actually gave them my real name, you know, but I guess it wasn't coming up, you know. It wouldn't come up because, like I said, I have 2 last names, but they was putting it in as 2 middle names and a last name. And it wouldn't come up right. So then I was like, well, try putting a hyphen. I said, try putting a hyphen in it. So he put a hyphen in it, and there you know, it came out. So, you know, I guess they must have thought I had warrants or something, or I don't know what the case was. Yeah, like that's what they thought it was. They probably thought I had warrants or something. I guess they thought they had a big fish. And once it came up or whatever, they seen, you know, that I was legit. So leave me the hell alone. So they was like, you know, he went driving off like he was gonna take me to the police station. But once my name actually came up, or it was like, are we gonna take her? He said we gonna take her to the airport. So I'm thinking in the back of my head, I'm like, oh crap, these cops. I said these cops. They're about to take me somewhere and whoop my ass and leave me. That's what I'm thinking in the back of my head. So, you know, I'm trying to like play with the handcuffs, you know, that I was in. I'm like trying to see if I could, you know, secretly ease one of my arms out. So y'all can try. Y'all know y'all can try to off me, but I ain't gonna. It's not gonna be easy. So anyway, whatever. So, yeah, you know, they make like they was gonna drop me off at the airport, but I could tell one of the cops was actually, he wasn't as wicked as the one that was driving. You know, I could tell he actually had kind of like a, you know, I could see the good in him or whatever, because like the cop would say like little ignorant stuff, and like he called me a man or something, and then the cop on the passenger side was like, well, it says female, you know, because I told you it came up and my gender said female or whatever. He said, I don't give a fuck. He said, I don't give a fuck if you have a penis. No, he said, if you have a cock, y'all do. You know what I mean? So it was just too funny. Like I could tell the cop that had a little good in him. He was kind of under the influence of that wicked spirit that was just a whole mess. So anyway, long story short, they did end up dropping me off to the airport. They dropped me off, like somewhere on Board Street, and you know, you know, I got out the car or whatever and went right back to my adventure the same night. You know, you would think somebody, you know, that had that happen to them, be like, okay, I'm going home. I ain't got time for this, da, da, da. But you know me, I'm just so strong-willed, and if I had my mind set out to do something, I'm always going to follow through with it. You know, regardless of the obstacles. And, you know, like I said, when they let me out, I went right back to my adventures, right back to my attention that I had in the first time, which was to explore and, you know, see what I run into. So, you know, I will, like I said, life gives you lessons, and the lesson, that should have been a lesson. That was a lesson that life was telling me, you know, stay off these streets. Like, these streets ain't nothing to be played with. Like, it's real out here. That was the lesson, but I didn't take heed to the lesson. And then you want to know another thing? When I, you know, was back on my adventures, one of the cops actually drove past in a regular car. I guess because it was off the clock at the time. And, you know, he yelled something off him. I can't remember what he said, but he yelled something off him. And then I realized, oh, that's that same freaking cop. But he left me alone, whatever. So, that was the warning the universe was giving me. Stay off these streets. But I didn't take heed to the warning. So, you know, a hard head makes a soft behind. So I was, making my behind I was allowing it to get soft for the punishment. I was out another night. I went out with my ventures another night. And, just out exploring or whatever. And cop car pulled up. The person that I was with actually saw the cop car come before it actually, got close. So they was like, the cops coming. So we just automatically started walking forward from where we were standing. So, we wasn't doing nothing that looked suspect. Granted, I was just kind of sleazy that night. I had like a little tight, skirt on. One of my favorite skirts I love wearing, my little slutty skirts. And I had like these knee boots on. So I did look, I guess my sexiness was offensive to the cop or whatever. So, cop pulled up, started flashing the light, and mind you, we just walking down the street. We walking, we not doing nothing, we not soliciting anybody. At least not yet. Well, I don't solicitate people. I let them come to me. But yeah, so yeah, I didn't really understand what the issue was. He stopped flashing my heels. Where's your ID? Of course, man, I didn't have my ID, but I just gave him my name this time or whatever. So I guess he calling back up. Another cop car came along. So I'm like, what is going on here, whatever. So I could tell they was like the flunkies. The cop that actually stopped us, he was the one of them SUVs. You could tell he was like the supervisor or whatever. Like a step up from just regular cops. Because he didn't even have the regular blue, button up. He had a white button up or whatever. So I guess he was a supervisor. So he called the little flunkies. Flunkies came around. He was like, what you want me to do with? He was like, what do you want me to do with them, sir? He said, put on behind bars. I'm like, what? I looked at the person I was with, and we looking at each other like, what is going on here? So, we get in the car. So, me, I started asking questions. I'm like, what is going on? Like, what is really going on here? So they was like, they was basically lying and bullshitting us the whole time. They was like, we just want to go have y'all fill out some paperwork. We're like, okay. So it went from us filling out paperwork to us, giving away our belongings and stuff. I'm like, hold on, what's going on here? They said, you'll have to talk to a judge in the morning and just a whole lot before. I'm like, what? I didn't talk to. I'm like, what? I'm like, hold up. I'm like, I started realizing the seriousness of the situation. I said, hold up, they about to put, me behind bars for walking down the street looking sexy. Are you serious? And they was like, you was on a street that's known for prostitution and just a lot of bull crap. Use destructing highway. They basically lied. The police officer basically lied, I guess, because I'm not a familiar face out there. So I guess the fact that you see me, you figure, oh, this is a big fish to fry. I know, this somebody new. So let me let this person know that shit ain't sweet out here, that we ain't playing with them. So anyway, long story short, we was behind bars for 15 freaking hours. We went in, it was like 5 in the morning. We got out like 6 the next day, like the next evening. Yeah, the next evening or whatever. So, yeah, behind bars for 15 freaking hours. I'm like, when you isolated behind them bars, you have time. It's just you and yourself, and you have time to think. So, I'm just thinking. I'm like, Father, if you remove me from that situation, I will change my whole life around. I will get me a job, and I will stay off these streets, and I will do anything means possible to avoid from getting in the situation again. I was just, having a talk with God or whatever, and, making a promise. I was like, please just, remove me from this situation. So when we had to go talk to the judge or whatever through the TV, the television or whatever, and it was funny because the people that was ahead of us, some of them was getting 5 years, 2 years. I was like, because it was a little lousy, petty misdemeanor, you know, that they didn't even catch me doing. But I guess, you know, and being in the wrong place in the wrong time. So, you know, hey, what can I say? I mean, I gotta think of the time that they, you know, that I got away with it. So, being though they caught me and I wasn't actually doing it this time, think about the time that they didn't catch me. So, you know, I had to kind of look at it like that, like, okay, I guess it was bound to happen. So anyway, you know, we had to talk to the judge on, you know, I keep saying wait, I had to talk to the judge, you know, because we went in separately, me and the person that I got incarcerated with. So, you know, I had to talk to the television screen or whatever, and, you know, she was just telling me, you know, what was going on. She said, you know, I have a court date, and I gotta show up, and, you know, blah, 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 blah. Long story short, I got out. That was the main goal, was for me to get out. I'm like, yes, thank you, I'm out this place. Jail is behind bars, it's not a place you ever want to be, okay? Because it was just like, it felt like torture. I'm like, they treating me like animals shouldn't even be treated like this. So, you know, once I got out or whatever, it was just like, breath of fresh air. I'm out in society, in the world, I'm free. So, you know, from that point on, I made up my mind and I said, I'm changing my life around. I don't got time for this. I'm too good of a person, and I have too much intellect and wisdom to be selling myself short and put myself in situations that can allow me to be behind bars. So I said, you know, I gotta switch my life around. And then, you know, that's when I took the steps, you know, necessary to getting a job. And, you know, I got my resume together. You know, I started filling out applications everywhere, started going downtown everywhere, going to the big malls and stuff around my city. And that's what brings us to this whole, you know, mini documentary. This is the reason why I decided to get a job, because of this situation, you know, prior situations that happened to me. So, yeah. So that's, you know, just a little insight on what made me, what woke me up and said, girl, you gotta change your life around. And that's, you know, these situations that happen is what shot that light bulb in my head and said, girl, you know, if you know better, you do better. Now it's time to know. It's time to know better. You know? So, yeah, I'm doing better. So, yeah, so this is what brings forth this journey and this job search. Will I find a job? Will I not find a job? You have to stay tuned for tomorrow's video and, you know, just follow, you know, this mini documentary series and see what happens. So, yes, you guys, that was a little background on what's been going on with me. So, stay tuned for tomorrow's video. And always remember, if the hate ain't stopping, then you're popping. Love y'all. Mwah. And you know, like I was saying, you know, because I probably got some more time. Let me see how much time I got. Okay, I got some more time to talk a little bit more. Like I was saying, God was giving me a sign when those two white cops first harassed me for no given reason. That was the sign. Girl, stay off these streets. You know, it's time. It's time to change your life around. But I didn't take heed to the signs. I didn't take heed to it. So I had to find out the hard way. You know, I'm the type of person, you know, this is not a good way to be, but I'm the kind of person, you know, you gotta show me better than you can tell me. And that's not really a good way to be. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. It's kind of like, it's pros and cons to being being in that kind of mentality, but, and you know, they had to show me that I could actually be put behind bars in order for me to believe it and realize, girl, it's time to change. So once I was showed, I took heed this time. I said, okay, that was 15 hours. Too long. It's not gonna ever happen again. I'm not gonna be one of them, you know, one of them girls that always in and out of jail, in and out of jail. Like, what is it gonna take for you to wake up and, you know, what is it gonna take for that light bulb to come on and for you to realize this ain't the road to be walking down, you know? So, you know, I tried to, you know, I wasn't mad at God. I had to sit and evaluate this situation like, but it's a lesson, you know, that's being portrayed in this whole situation. What is the lesson? And I took the lesson. The lesson was for me to stay off them streets and, you know, do a whole 360, change my life around. That's what I've been doing. So, stay tuned for this documentary, and let's see what happens. I love you all. One. Okay. It's gonna be a very productive day. Like I said, I have resumes on deck. I have personality on deck. I have great looks on deck. Amazing body on deck. Yes. It's a beautiful house, a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Oh my goodness, you guys. I'm sitting here falling asleep, filling out this application. This is like the 12th application today, you guys.